and I've got about, I think about 15 more speakers.
Aloha, and thank you so much for coming to hear us. After hearing everyone speak, I just don't know what to say anymore. It was just fantastic. And I'm just very proud to be here. As far as the questions that you've asked, I can't go along with it. I have followed Kianusai's videos on kianusai.com. I have watched video on the Larson case that was taken to the international courts in The Hague, which concluded that the Kingdom of Hawaii is still the Kingdom of Hawaii. Today I watched another video given by Dr. William Chang of the University of Hawaii. He's a law professor there. And with all of his research, he has discovered that there are so many blunders in the transfer of the Hawaiian Kingdom to the United States, and he has concluded that the United States has no jurisdiction in accordance with the U.S. Constitution. It has no jurisdiction here. And so after all that, how can I answer your question? Well, it's clear from what I've heard that we are a sovereign nation here. But how can we work this? Well, there should be good cooperation between the United States and the Kingdom. I hate to see chaos come as a result of any transfer. So I think the United States should support us legally and technically with a transfer in order to prevent the chaos. I think that over the years we have grown our youth so that we are schooled in the ways of the world. We are leaders in the ways of the world, and we can take over without problem. We're strong. And I have great hope for our nation. And I spoke to a friend of mine who is very close to Kianusai. And Kianusai said, wait, there's something that's going to happen in August, and it's going to rock the world. Now, I don't know what it is, but it will be great for us. There's something good coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We now have Peter Arlene, and then Ronald Mitchell, and after that, Puna Kiho.
Thank you very much. Aloha, people in the interior. Thank you for the food, it was really great. Appreciate that. And thank you to all the people that are here tonight and just to share their manao. For the people of Hawaii and visitors that are here tonight, because Hawaii is the melting pot of the world. And that's why we're all aloha here tonight, yeah? But anyway, I just want to, and thank you for the technology. I love this. Anyway, I just wanna say that this is it. My name is Peter Tialu. No, we are against administrative rule change. This meeting is an imposition made upon us. Board members, I give testimony to why the United States government and its branches of service should stop and help action to impose the new Hawaiian government for the Hawaiian Islands and the inhabitants. In reference, refer to our group and all the other islands and their submitted documents. Also check the history of the treaty between the United States and the Kingdom of Hawaii, dated in 1849, signed by Kamehameha III and Zachary Taylor, ratified by Congress, and that the action of this committee is in direct violation of this treaty, which is still in effect today, so as we speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. The next I have is, I believe it's Ronald Mitchell, and then after Ronald is Puna Kiho.
Got some disturbing news. Last night, I heard in Hilo, we had more than 200 flag limits. Is that true? No. Well, anyway, just to further what Peter Alu was just saying. My name is Ronald Escay, to further collaborate and be in agreement with him. In the Treaty of Article 1, there shall be perpetual peace and amity between the United States and the King of Hawaii, the King of the Hawaiian, his heirs, and his successors. Articles 11. It is agreed that perfect and entire liberty of conscience shall be enjoyed by the citizens and subjects of both the contractual parties in the countries of one or the other, being there liable to be disturbed or molested on account of their religious beliefs. But nothing contained in this article shall be construed to interfere with the exclusive right of the Hawaiian government to regulate for itself the schools which it may establish or support within its jurisdiction. This imposition made by this commission it constitutes on the application of the provincial government is similar to the Native Indians in its direct violation of Article 11. Furthermore, Article 15, any citizen or subject of either party infringing the authorities of this article shall be held responsible for the same, and the harmony and good correspondence between the two governments shall not be interrupted thereby. Each party engaging in no way to protect the offender or sanction such violation. In closing, I ask this board to cease any and all actions in lieu of breaking the written laws and agreements made by both countries for this treaty. All matters and title claims shall be held in a court of law. You know, it's something to consider. Who shall be the First Nation here? America or Hawaii? My Mana'o, Hawaii First Nation.
Thank you, Ronald. I have next Puna before, Gail Souza, and then Tina Cox.
Welcome to Moko Okeawe. I'm so proud of Kona. I'm proud of the Hawaiians standing up right now. Give yourself that hand. Mahalo Keaku for this evening. Been a lot of inspiration tonight. And we're so thankful for you for coming and spending time away from your families and sharing the mana'o and listening with heart. That's all that matters. And take the right messages back. Mahalo. My name is Puna Kiwai, I said, and I come to represent my family, my kupuna, and my mo'opuna, my families after this. I'd like to revisit our islands, let's say 120 plus years before this, where our queen was living, and our queen was still reigning. I worked for the queen, and I'm a beneficiary also to the queen. That's how I went to school. We had 7 children. My mother died when I was 7. And to our queen, it's not a queen that's in the books. Our queen lives. She continues to live. And I think of her every day. I see her picture every day. And I listen to her. And I feel her. What it must have been like. Because of her, we have Hawaiians today. Can you imagine what it must have been like? To have the cannons there and the guns there, trying to save our people. But before I go any further, I just want to read her speech at that time, so we can feel her energy, or what it must have been like. How much she loved the people, how much she always said, "Oni pa'a ka'imi na'au." Do not give up in the search of knowledge, to fill your na'au with light, to fill your na'au with light, na'au. January 17, 1893, I, Miloli'i Mauka, by the grace of God and under the Constitution of the Kingdom, Queen, do hereby solemnly protest against any and all acts done against myself and the constitutional government of the Hawaiian Kingdom by certain persons claiming to have established a provisional government of and for this kingdom, that I yield to the superior force of the United States of America, whose minister plenipotentiary, His Excellency John L. Stevens, has caused the United States troops to be landed at Honolulu and declared that he will support the said provisional government. Now, to avoid any collision of armed forces and perhaps the loss of life, I do under this protest and impelled by such force yield my authority until such time. Now, listen to that, okay? Until such time as the government of the United States shall, upon the facts being presented to it, today, undo the action of its representatives and reinstate me in the authority which I claim as the constitutional sovereign of the Hawaiian nations. Let's give the Queen a hand. If she spoke out of anger and fear and was run by her ego, she could have told her people with their ihes and their spears, we're going to fight. And you know what? We might not be here today. We might not have one Hawaiian today because of the cannons and the guns and all these people that were illegally taking over our beautiful, beautiful, lovely, sweet, beloved islands. Okay? So because of that, she wrote this with a lot of heart, knowing in due time, the time is now. The power is us. Okay? Right now, at this moment, our guys are in Tahiti, okay? We're sailing around the world. We're not just going to Molokai. We're going around the world. Okay? Yeah. This is big. So this is the time right now. It's not by mistake that we're sitting here tonight. We're going to make changes, and we're going to do it in a rightful way. Of course, according to your questions, it is, of course, no. But there's always the but part. We got to work. Okay, we got to work together somehow or another, but we want our own nation. We want an educational workshop so we can know what we really truly need. These questions, we don't understand all of this stuff. But then we're going to invite you over, then we're going to ask you questions, okay, when we have it together. But I say, we form our government, we have our sovereignty, and I'll take it as that. I'll have a nice evening.
I have 6 minutes left, and I've got Bill Souza, Tina Fox, Hopu Subiano, and Timothy Bates.
Aloha kako. Aloha. I think my ancestors are pushing me out here tonight. It's time. My ancestors were part of the protest against annexation, and I am honoring them and my children and Mo'uhuna, and all of you here today, whether you have a popo or not. We need all the support we can, but it's time for us to reclaim ourselves as a nation. We never were part of the United States. It was an illegal overthrow. And it's time that we honor our ali'i, Miloli'i Mauka, and all the others that came before us. We need to decide our own destiny. So trust the process. And so to all of us, we need to trust the process. We'll figure it out as we go. We're intelligent people. And, I think America needs to look at the whole process of colonization that has been put upon us. And I question the whole questions and strategies that have been proposed tonight. To me, it looks like another form of colonization. and we're proud of that already. So I ask everybody here to stand up and be strong, and we will succeed as a Hawaiian people and nation. Aloha.
Okay, next I have is Tina Cox and Poku Subiano and Timothy Bates. I know that some people may not be able to speak, but again, you would ask me, let them speak. So what happens is not everybody's going to get to speak. So do we have Tina Cox and Poku and Timothy?
Excuse me, you have the authority to keep this thing going to every one of us gets heard by you. You want to cut us off after everything we've been through. You're going to cut us off at 9 o'clock.
I am not cutting anybody off. What I'm trying to do is create a very fair process. We have 15 meetings and every meeting was 3 hours.
These people have come to talk.
And what
And
happened?
you will stay until they get heard.
Yeah. So I have here Tina Cox, if Tina would like to speak. And then after Tina, I have Poku and Timothy. Then I have Robert Miss, Momi, Aliaha Irvine, Stephanie Lindsay.
And I yield to my brother, Liebert Lindsay.
All right, and Liebert, you're next. So, Liebert, why don't you come on? I have Liebert Lindsay, Karen Lindsay. Okay, come on up. I'm calling the names. If you don't come up, I'm going to take the next person to speak. So I have Karen Lindsay. After Karen, I have Kohai Kirtland. And then I have Malia. And then I have Anna Malia and Keoni. Come on.
Miloli'i Mauka, or as Mr. Tyler said, Nemo. Translated, the life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. Because of the Kona of our Hawaiian language, we could also interpret it to mean the breath or the sovereignty of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. Our Queen Miloli'i begged that the Americans would not take our government. I quote, "Oh, honest Americans, as Christians, hear me for my downtrodden people. Their form of government is as dear to them as yours is as precious to you. Quite warmly, as you love your country, so they love theirs." Here we are, 120 years later. Dr. Kamana'o Pono Proud sends a letter to the Secretary of State, John Kerry, seeking clarification on whether the kingdom continues to exist under international law. I believe Dr. Crabb already knows the answer to this question. Within weeks of this letter, here you are, representatives of the Department of Interior asking for our input on how to create a government-to-government relationship. You look like well-educated people. May I ask what your level of education is with regards to the illegal occupation of the United States in these islands? There's a popular saying out there, show me the money. Please, show us the Treaty of Annexation of the Kingdom of Hawaii. Prove to us that you have the right to freedom. I don't think that you can do that. What you're trying to do is divide and conquer. There are many whom, as I did, believed that the U.S. had every right to be here until I did my due diligence and research and realized you don't. The jig is up, the jack is out of the box, and the can of worms have been unleashed. The vultures in eagle's clothing continue to circle. Today, through education, our people have been armed with the truth and the facts. I'm sure that somewhere in those educated minds of yours, you realize that we don't need your permission, that the Kingdom of Hawaii continues to exist, and the United States needs to be honest regarding that fact. One more thing. My husband and I have a packet from the Department of justice. Because we said to the courts, and it's filed in your federal courts here in our islands, that you don't have jurisdiction over us. You're stealing our land, you've stolen our Hawaiian birthright, and you need to make this right. Thank you.
Aloha. After Aloha, I have Pohai Kirkman, Malia, Ana Malia, Keoni, and the last two is Aloha, and then El Miki Halongo.
Cousin Aloha Mai Kako, I'm Olivia Irvine, and I am from Waianae. I'm a Kanaka Maui, and on behalf of my ohana, I say military questions. By trade, I am a scientist. I received my degree in natural resource and environmental management, and as a scientist, we are taught to use the scientific method to understand the world, to be a critical thinker, to question the facts that are given, and to learn how to basically cite bullshit. Right now, I smell bullshit. And to the gentleman that stated earlier that the West compromise brought up, I don't believe in settling. If we settle and start believing in what the occupier wants us to believe, then they have won. I have kupuna that have had the courage to sign the Kuwait petition, and my kupuna never gave up, and nor will I. We are recognized as a people already, so we don't need you to recognize us already. We have our sovereignty, so do your research, because everybody here did theirs. And so in summary, no to all your questions, and thank you for everybody.
Thank you. Keoni?
Aloha. My name is Keoni. Kiaumuku. Komoloa. Kamakahiki. Miloli'i. Kili Grace Dunsett. My mama came from Kona, from Miloli'i. And most of all, aloha, kupuna, makua tane, kupuna, makua hini. Everybody here, and also for you folks here. May the good Lord bless us all and forgive us sometimes for words that we have to say that is wrong. Or we have to undo the wrong to make it right. And we all humans, we all come from different backgrounds, different homes, different places the Lord has put upon for us to go and live on and maintain and not to trespass. Well, I have something to say. My mom was Kiopuni Grace Dunsett. She was on the head kupuna council. And we blocked roads and everything, saw space spots, prisons, got arrested, made the first sovereignty license plates. We won cases too. Come back to the history of the overthrow. There were never no overthrow. 1900, they used the torrent system. This torrent system had quite encounters all royal captives, all of the titles they were giving out to the people. This torrent system through the quiet titles made quick claims, warranted deeds, right up to what you have here, tenancy, tenanted will, tenanted deed. You guys don't have no titles. The title belongs to the Konihikis, the Aotearoa, Kuriana, and the United States. DOI has no jurisdiction. And the definition of Hawaiian is anybody who born under the flag. Kanaka Maoli is by our own kingdom. But with the nationalism, you have the Hawaiian, the people who are on the blood, follow us, stand with us, cool. That's all my tutu. Leo Kalan is my mom's cousin. Hawikeole, that's my tutu name. Mara tutu from Kauai, Kamoni. And we're all Ali's, all of us. There's many Ali among us, but Keoko is the first upon all mankind, and he judges everybody. So God bless you. And for those of you who don't have the heart, what's going on. May the good Lord have mercy on your soul. Aloha.
Is it Ana Maria? Oh, no, Malia? Malia, why don't you come up and then Ana Maria?
Aloha keakua. Aloha tutupeli. Aloha kako. And aloha to our visitors. This ANPRN advance notice of proposed rulemaking for the procedure for re-establishing a government-to-government relationship with the Native Hawaiian community, Aui. I guess the Native Hawaiians are not here because we are not Native Hawaiians. Native Hawaiians was defined under Title 42 under the Native Health Care Act that we had to prove our blood quantum prior to Captain Cook's arrival of 1778 only. The answers to all of their questions is only. But I have a proposal. We need to have a third-party intervention to all of these hearings, and I am demanding that the next hearing or any procedure that goes forward must come from the United Nations. We need a neutral party to sit with we, the Kanaka Maoli, not the entity state of Hawaii, because I look at all what they have written, 150 acts that they have given for us, the Hawaiian people on Palapala. All fraud, all false dreams. They raised all of our hopes, and what do we get? Nothing. So my mom always said, Nana eke kumu. Look to the beginning. Who are we? We were always a nation. We had treaties with the United States government and all the other nations of the world. Nothing was extinguished, not even our land titles. We have the Mahele that was signed and sealed by our king, and it still exists today. Nothing was extinguished. To say that I'm power is not power. You power. I understand that, but we have been like this for a lifetime. There shouldn't have been any time limits to hear from us, because we come from the southern part of the island, from this island. Okay, I have one more thing to say. As a nation, we were never extinguished. Go and look at the definition of what makes a nation. They tried. They tried to bring diseases. They tried to have immigration for us to lose our blood. They tried anarchy. They tried annexation. They tried an act of war. Nothing was achieved. And so we are still here. So the next time, bring in United Nations. Have a neutral party that we can hookah. And the state, the county, the federal, they're not human beings. We are.
I'm sorry, we have got three, it's 9 o'clock and I've got 3 more people who want to speak. So that was a rule.
Listen, that you don't understand.
Okay, next I have Momi, and then I have, Momi, why don't you come up with your son?
Sit down.
Oh, kupuna! You should be getting up right now, walking out of here.
You tell
Hey,
them.
Kai,
You tell them.
you are taking time away from those who have come to speak.
You tell them that to stay here and listen to every one of our people talks. Do you know this lady that just talked? Her mother died. She was one of the beginning people. Is the reason.
Thank you very much, everyone. I am so sorry we cannot hear everyone. Hey,
You don't choose to. You don't choose to. That's the truth. Don't say you can't. All we needed was 15 more minutes for everybody. And you can't do 15 minutes, but only. And this is what is really about it. They can't give us 15 more minutes for everybody to say. Stop it. Stop pulling the guns on us. Get up. Stop pulling the guns on us. 15 minutes? We can wait how many years?
This is wrong!
Hey! We have
And they run away. You got this going? Take the cameras. Take those cameras over there to the police. Okay? They brought the police. Want to control us? Take the cameras over there. They've now brought police because we're upset. Because they won't hear us, they brought police. That's what they've done to our people all along. But our kupuna, you better stand up and talk and open your mouth, kupuna. Look, now the police are here. Because we want to be heard. Hey, we're going to the police.
Kona is in the car.
You like say your stuff.
Does he need a ride? He was gonna stay at my house, but I don't know.
Yeah, he and Linda are gonna stay at home.
Yeah, I can
I'm
give
not
him
sure
a ride.
what
You can like say yours. You guys was gonna speak.
Yeah.
Anybody else from Miloli'i?
We were gonna speak at.
I can put them on a little.
Okay.
On TV.
Oh, I'm a little worried.
No.
Like that.
It's part of the thing. Just if you guys never say your stuff, just
Let
say.
me call my son because he
I
also
will
has.
follow you. We can say what you guys missed out saying.
Yeah, so we were just denied our right to speak at this meeting. They shut it down right when I was walking up to the microphone, and I don't think that's really fair. But we just wanted to say to all 5 questions, no, an absolute no. The federal government has no jurisdiction over us whatsoever. It's clear that Kamehameha III gave us a lodium title over our land. That means we are sovereign individuals. It's clear that they are promoting genocide that they are carrying out because they have stolen our allodial title lands. Allodium means that you have the rights over your land in perpetuity. So that means even if Grandpa sold the land, he gets, when he dies, it goes to all his heirs. So that right there, we know there's no treaty. Everything is just a big scam. We're tired of hearing the propaganda on the news from Pacific Resource Partnership, who just got sued by Ben Cayetano for lying and slander. We assert ourselves as Hawaiian independence, and the federal government, we're tired of the federal government infringing on our people. We just want to let them know we're not asking permission. We're letting them know as a courtesy that we can manage our own lands and it's time to pay a rent. Thank you.
You want to say something?
Oh yeah.
Can you tell me where you're from and your name?
I am Hopi Subiono and I am from Papa. That is the Angkor above Miloli'i. I go to Kona public charter schools, and my answer to every single one of these questions is no. No 5 hands. Because our sovereignty is unrelinquished, and I'm insulted by every single question on this paper because it's not relevant to what we wanted, it's not relevant to what we asked, and my phone died, so I don't have my telephone with me right now. But I think that the Department of Interior should go back and study what actually happened in history, because it appears to them like we want to have a government. The government's already here. We just want our sovereignty to be. We just want our sovereignty to be acknowledged. So I think that they should go back and take a history lesson.
Thank you.
Hang out here.
all the way to the end, and then we get shut down.
But it's gonna be on the same program.
Thank you.
So,
Okay.
thank you. You guys drive safely. Would you like to say something? Did you get to say anything?
We have 2 or 3 more people that were called. We're trying to find them.
Find them if you can. Yes.
Okay.
We can go outside and, and do it if they keep us up.
I don't see them yet, but I'll find you.
I found 2 people.
Yeah. Thank you for that. If I find them, I'll find you.
Okay. We're going to be outside. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that ended differently than the last one.
Than the last 2.
The last 2, yeah. We're going to find the other couple of people that didn't get to speak so they can put them on the show.
No, I know they're Morris. Yeah, Morris, yeah.
Everybody all
Oh, shucks.
Every time that anything, no fail.
Screw up. Not kind like that though.
Too bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Only 2 more people.
Only 2. No, actually 5. No, get some more people.
And they was gonna let us speak.
It was, but I got 2 of them, but they're looking for the rest. Yeah. Sad, yeah.
No, but all the meetings that we had,
All the time. Shut up. They're gone. They went. Oh, thank you. Did you guys get to say anything? You guys want to say about today's meeting? Anybody?
I only gonna talk about Auntie. It's bad.
Okay, thank you.
I want to talk about bad Auntie.
Oh, speaking of really good ending.
Oh, no good ending. I was almost there, almost.
That's okay. That's okay. We gotta move on. We have to move on.
Thank you.